Flames ripped through a historic Toronto horse riding facility. 16 horses did not survive this inferno. The stable reduced to rubble.
Good evening. Sunnybrook Stables was built more than 100 years ago.
Tonight, animal lovers and riders alike are all mourning the loss of not only the structure, but the 16 horses killed in this blaze. CTV's Scott Lightfoot is working on this story tonight and joins us now from Sunnybrook Park. Scott, you're at Leslie and Eglinton.
Yeah, and this is sort of a rural oasis in the middle of the city, and this is definitely a devastating loss for members of Toronto's equestrian community. We'll step out of the way here and just show you what's going on right now at this moment. You can see investigators from the Ontario Fire Marshal's office are here. That is the barn that caught fire last night, and investigators are now combing through it, piecing through it, taking photos, looking to determine exactly what happened last night. Firefighters got the call around 3 a.m., and when they arrived, that entire barn was up in flames. It was around 3 a.m. when firefighters got the call for what was initially believed to be a grass fire. When they arrived on scene at Sunnybrook Stables, they found it was much worse.
When our crews arrived here, they discovered that the barn behind us was fully involved in fire. So they, of course, immediately went in to both fire suppression and rescue mode.
Some 50 firefighters battled the barn fire, but the building and the 16 horses inside could not be saved. Firefighters also worked to keep the fire from spreading to a nearby building, while police officers and firefighters managed to get 13 other horses to safety.
It's a tragic and sad day. This has been a landmark in this area for a long time.
For many horse lovers, this was an equine oasis deep within the city for nearly 40 years.
I was in tears. I was really upset. I was crying a lot.
14-year-old Richard Sutton has been a regular rider at Sunnybrook for the past 5 years and was planning to ride today before he found out many of his favorite horses had perished. As firefighters worked to put out the final hot spots throughout the day, distraught people came to the scene. Some had ridden here before. On the exhibition grounds, the 13 horses that were saved were getting used to their temporary new home. Well, at the scene, investigators began trying to determine how and why this fire started. Officials from the Ontario Fire Marshal's office are on scene, and investigators say everything will be examined. Also on scene is the Mayor, John Tory. He arrived maybe about 45 minutes ago. He toured the scene, got a briefing from officials about what exactly they know so far. He is now speaking to members of the public. As I mentioned, many people have been showing up all day, very upset, very emotional, very distraught about what happened here. The Mayor talked about how important this area was to the city and even shared some memories he had from his childhood.
I used to come down here, as I was saying, as a boy, and we would come down on our bikes and thought it was a great adventure to come, but we would come to see the horses. You know, people love animals, and they're animals you don't see around the city all the time when you live in a big city, and when they die in tragic circumstances like this, I think people are, very much affected by that.
So investigators will be looking at everything as to what caused this fire. One of the things they did mention is that they have heard reports that there were people in the park early this morning lighting off fireworks. That is something they will be looking at. But for now, they say they do not have a cause and may not know a cause for some time. In the meantime, Toronto police are hoping anyone with any information on this fire or anyone who saw anything suspicious in this area just before 3 a.m. last night will contact police or Crime Stoppers. Reporting live in Sunnybrook Park, I'm Scott Lightfoot. Andrea, back to you.